Hello, hi, welcome back. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, and share. Today I'm going to talk about the top five study destination for international students, especially if you're Africans, Nigeria, or anywhere looking to live outside your country into another country to learn more. There are many countries that you can actually travel out. What I say is, leaving your home country and then going elsewhere is a lot of gain because you learn about these multicultural skills, kind of. Well, for me, I would say this is my personal opinion, and this is based on experience working with thousands and thousands of students, seeing a lot of feedbacks. I've kind of like gathered this information, and also from other colleagues who are working in the higher education sector. So if I would say the top five, I would like to start with the United Kingdom. Well, previously people used to talk about the United States of America, but now, as we can all see how things are changing, government policy are changing, a lot of things are turning around. First one is the United Kingdom, and why would you want to consider United Kingdom as a first choice? Well, there are other and many reasons why you should think about the United Kingdom. First of all, is the application processes very quick, easy, and fast compared to countries like the US, Canada, Australia, Germany, or France. So it's quite easy process, very easy to apply, and very easy to do your program applications. Entry requirements are not that much. Most UK institutions do not ask for like application fees if you're looking to study in the UK. But I'm going to dive more deep into that. But other countries, which according to ranking for me at the moment, as I mentioned at the moment, the reason why I'm saying at the moment is in different times it could change. Sometimes, or let's say in the last 10 years, it was the US. Everybody was all about the US, the US, the US, because, studying there as a student, staying 5 years through the legal process, you could stand a chance of owning your permanent residence. And also in the US, if you give birth to the US, your baby, automatically become, a US citizen. But now things have changed. Then to the new administration who has been in have changed things around. But at the moment, if you look at the way things are going in terms of opportunities, in terms of diversity, in terms of easy way to put in application, less stressful for international students, the UK is first. After the UK, I would pick the second country as Lithuania. Well, Lithuania is not that easy, but it's kind of subtle compared to the US now if you want to think about studying abroad and gaining more opportunity. And I will explain to you later on why I picked Lithuania as the second study abroad destination. But the second one I will pick is Canada. That's the third one rather is Canada. And after Canada in terms of, at the moment, the whole lot of benefit that comes with being an international person, studying, staying there for 5 years, following the normal due process, giving birth, your baby having a Canadian rather residency is quite easy at the moment. That's what US used to do, but has currently changed now. Then after Canada, I will pick Germany. After Germany, I can maybe pick France. Then if I want to add the sixth one as an extra is China. So I'm going to talk about why I want to pick, or I mentioned United Kingdom first. Now, everyone talk about the United Kingdom. We talk about how different the policy, the rules, and the laws are. But I can tell you that, in terms of application processes, documents you require, it's quite easier compared to the other countries I've previously mentioned. Reason because, for instance, if you're looking to do master's program, it's quite easier. It's just a 1 year course. You're looking to do undergrad. Undergrad, you could get an undergrad of 3 years or even 2 years, depending on the institutions you're coming to study. So they've actually made the process quite easy. Free access in terms of when I mean free, I'm not talking about maybe for those of you using agents. Of course, agent might want to charge you for other stuff. Some agents don't charge because they work in partnership with different institutions. But if you're applying to the school itself don't collect application fee as to other institutions in Canada, in US, in Australia, and even in Germany sometimes. And apart from easy process, is how safe the UK is. Safety is very paramount. Safety is very key because especially when parents are letting their kids travel abroad. They don't watch over them. They don't know what they're doing, what they're up to. So they kind of get worried when they are changing their location. But when you're coming to the UK, I'm not saying 100% everywhere is totally safe, but in reality, things get checked in terms of working with the police, in terms of how people care about themselves in the environment, in terms of how neighbors get to know what happens in your home or watch you as a new person. Things get reported very quickly. So that kind of give people a sense of security. So apart from the security type of it, when you're talking about your proof of fund as well, proof of fund is also a good one for the UK, because if you compare, for instance, countries like US or Canada, let's say Canada will require you to have your fund like up to 6 months. But in the UK, it requires you to have your fund at least, let's say 28 to 30 days as a student for a proof of fund. So that kind of like make it easier for people to put up their money together, save up in advance, or for those who have families who have businesses, they could actually use their, business accounts, as long as they can prove that the finance in the account is it's available to the students. So as you can see, there are a lot of benefits for the UK. So in my next post, I'm going to talk about every other countries, why they are in the second, third, fourth, or fifth of my list. But let's bring you back to the UK. Now we're talking about the UK now. I've talked about the finance. I've talked about the easy access to application. The visa application process seems very, very easy, quick as well. Especially if you compare it to Canada, Australia. So let me just pick that and compare that to Australia, for instance. Australia, the fact that you put in your application and you have all your documents complete doesn't guarantee that you will have the visa. So why do I say that? We all hear about the story last year and last 2 years about the old rush in Australia, and when the Australian government decided to have a cap on number of students that come in each year to study in their country. But in the UK as well, we do have cap, but the cap are not like the one in Australia. One thing about the UK is that one thing about the UK is that if you put in all your application and you're a genuine student, you have all your documents complete. When we talk about documents, talk about you having your offer complete, you having paid your university cash deposits, you being able to provide in your school account that you have all the finance to study. And if you have all those in place and maybe they call you for interview, you're able to talk clearly, boldly, and show the reason why you're coming to study, and you know where you're going to. So it's easier for you to get your visa because you're termed as a genuine student. But comparing to Australia, that even if you do all those stuff, there is no guarantee that you can be given. So you might have a cap of 1,000 and the government can say, you know what, we're capping it to 800, and that's it, and that's fine now. So I will leave it to you today, and that's the little information I want to share with you. On my next post, I'm going to talk about other opportunities that you can get from the UK. There are lots and lots of them, and I'm going to talk about my second, third, fourth ranking countries and why I chose them that way. So stay tuned to get more information. Do not forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, put on your notification bell, and share to anyone who might be willing to hear this information, because who knows, your friends or family might need this. Take care and bye for now.